I refused to let my family meet my daughter after all of them dropped out my wedding upon finding out my wife was pregnant. So I'm 26 and been with Emma for 3 years. We got engaged last summer and planned this whole wedding for October. Nothing crazy fancy, but we'd saved up about 15 grand for it. My parents, 2 sisters, and my brother were all excited, helping with planning, the works. Then Emma got pregnant in July. We were thrilled, honestly. Yeah, it wasn't planned, but we're adults with good jobs and already engaged. When we told my family, though, everything changed overnight. My mom called me the next day saying, "Well, I guess you have to get married now." I was like, "What do you mean, have to? We were already getting married." She goes, "It just looks bad, honey. People will think she trapped you." I tried explaining that we were already engaged before she got pregnant, but my mom kept saying how it would look to everyone. Then my dad calls and says he's not comfortable paying for the rehearsal dinner anymore because this isn't the wedding we planned for. My sister Katie texts me asking if I'm sure the baby is mine. My other sister Jess says she might have to skip the wedding because her kids shouldn't be around that kind of example. My brother just stopped returning my calls entirely. The final straw was when my mom suggested we should postpone the wedding until after Emma had the baby and figured things out. When I asked what she meant by that, she actually said maybe Emma should consider other options since we were young and this was complicating things. I lost it. Told all of them the wedding was still happening with or without them. My mom said if I was going to be stubborn about it, they weren't coming. My dad agreed. My sisters followed along. My brother finally called back just to say he was siding with everyone else. So we had our wedding with just Emma's family and our friends. It was actually beautiful. Emma looked amazing, even with a little bump showing. Her parents walked me down the aisle too since mine weren't there. We still spent the 15 grand and had an incredible night. Emma gave birth to Lily in March. She's perfect and looks exactly like me, which would have shut up Katie real quick about paternity. But here's the thing. My family started reaching out when Emma posted pictures on social media. First, it was my mom calling crying about how she missed everything and wanted to meet her granddaughter. Then my dad showed up at our house unannounced with a teddy bear saying he made a mistake. My sisters started commenting on every photo Emma posted about wanting to be aunts. I told them all no. They had their chance to be part of our lives and chose not to be. My mom started this whole guilt trip about how family forgives family, and I was being petty. She said they were just surprised about the pregnancy and reacted poorly, but they loved me. I reminded her that she suggested Emma get rid of our daughter. That shut her up real quick. My dad tried the approach of showing up to our house multiple times. I told him through the door that he wasn't welcome, and if he kept coming, I'd call the police. He finally stopped after Emma threatened to get a restraining order. The sisters tried going through Emma's social media, messaging her directly about how sorry they were and how much they wanted to be in Lily's life. Emma blocked them both. My brother waited until Lily was 6 months old to reach out. He sent this long text about how he realized he was wrong and how he'd been thinking about it for months. Said he was just following everyone else's lead, but knew it was messed up. He asked if we could talk. I almost considered it because at least he waited and seemed genuinely sorry instead of just wanting access to the baby. But then Emma reminded me that he completely ghosted us during the hardest time in our lives when his support would have meant everything. The whole thing came to a head at Christmas when my mom showed up at Emma's parents' house where we were having dinner. She'd somehow found out we'd be there and came with wrapped presents for Lily. Emma's dad answered the door and told her she needed to leave. My mom started crying on their front porch, talking about how she just wanted to see her granddaughter and how I was keeping family apart. Emma's mom came out and very calmly told her that she gave up the right to call herself family when she abandoned us during our wedding. That was 8 months ago. My family still tries reaching out sometimes, but I've made it clear that ship has sailed.